everybody, and welcome to Mind Matters with Jean-Luc and Nick. We are live tonight on YouTube. Hi, everybody. We also have a Zoom room with our P3ers because tonight this is one of our last P3 sessions. For those of you who've been following us the last few years, we started P3 weight loss experience with Anthony and Kieran. We've been doing that for 2 years, and now on April 30th, that adventure is uh, is ending. We were actually going to be after we're done this month, P3 will be closing. Some of you probably noticed today some of the P3 channels have slowly started to close because we're trying to consolidate everything, make it a little easier for myself and Jean-Luc when things start in May. And so today's session is, what do our P3 group members, those of you who are in P3, what do you guys do now? What happens next? What's the next step in the whole P3 weight loss experience journey? And so for those of you who are a part of P3 today, a lot of stuff is not going to change when you guys start doing, if you guys want to join Jean-Luc and Nick. And what I mean by that is a lot of the stuff that we're already doing for you guys now will continue in the new Jean-Luc and Nick community. Some things will change, of course. It won't be exactly the same, but we're bringing back some of the same things you already had in P3. So for example, sessions. So Jean-Luc and I will still have weekly sessions on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 7 p.m. These sessions will likely be from 6:30 to 7. The Zoom room will be open. So you guys can log on early to talk to your friends, have a 30-minute chat with anyone you want. We might also have breakout rooms, so those of you who want to have private conversations. So it'll be open for you guys 30 minutes before the session starts. At 7 o'clock, we'll come on. We will have a chat about a topic. It could be about anything. It could be about cooking. It could be about weight loss, wellness, anything. We'll just pick a topic and we'll talk about it for about 20 to 25 minutes. And after that, or 15 to 20 minutes, and after that, we'll turn off our live feed and then we'll have an actual discussion in Zoom. If you want to be in Zoom with us, you have to register on our website. The links will no longer be available everywhere. You actually have to RSVP to the session. It's all free, so you just need to create yourself. Go to jeanlucandnick.com. After you load the website, you'll get the whole screen about signing up to a newsletter, which you should sign up to the newsletter because everything's sent to you in there every week. But then when you close that off, at the top right corner, there's a login area. Once you click on there, you can create yourself an actual account, and you'll need this account to access everything that we'll be doing with the Jean-Luc and Nick community. So make sure you go create your account and you get yourself set up before we go live on May 1st. So for you P3ers, if you guys want to join the power chats or the power ups like we used to call them, or our My Matter sessions or anything like we were doing in Zoom now, you'll want to go to our jeanlucandnick.com website, create yourself an account, and you can actually sign up right now for 4 of the chats coming up. I actually put 3 or 5 of the chats. I put 3 more in today. So some of you can go right now and sign up for the chats coming up in the following week after that.
I gotta go sign up my aunt and my mom.
Yes, they're up. I put them up today. So you guys can go sign up if you guys want to go try it out right now while we're doing the session live. And if you're watching on Facebook, Jean-Luc, you can actually monitor Facebook if you want for me and see if anybody's asking questions on your phone. And so what we can do is if you have questions live and you're trying to sign up to our website and you're having issues, go right now, open your phone, open your laptop, go to jeanlucandnick.com. We're here tonight to kind of get you guys set up. That's the point of this session tonight. So that's the one aspect. The power ups are now becoming chats with Jean-Luc and Nick.
Yes.
Another thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be continuing our dinners. They're changing names though they changed the name like 5 times. So now they're called In the Kitchen with Jean-Luc and Nick. That session's actually already up. Our next one's already up on our website as well. So if you go there right now, you can sign up for that as well. And so those sessions will be Jean-Luc and I in the kitchen coming up with recipes, and we will afterwards release these recipes for you guys on our website. This has been a request we've had for years. Can you guys have the recipe for that? We will actually, it's our goal now to do these shows, write our recipes down, and then actually put them on our websites, which brings me to the next big piece that we have on our website, our recipes. Jean-Luc has over 100, well, Nick has 1 recipe, Jean-Luc has 102. So combined, we have 103 recipes on our website. They're
Is
all
it a
free.
competition?
No, I just thought I'd say I have 1. So the recipe section on our website is only for members, but it's free. So If you go to the website and you get your account and you go to the recipe section, you can access every single recipe that Jean-Luc has created. Not only P3 recipes, Weight Watchers recipes as well that he used to have back in the day. His 2 ingredient dough pizza, the crustless jello pie, all those recipes
And
that
FYI, I figured out how to do the 2 ingredient dough with a plant-based Greek yogurt. And I'm very nasally today, guys. I don't know
yes.
what's going on, so that's why I'm not talking much.
Now I'm coughing. So those recipes will be on there and they're printable. So you can actually print the recipes if you want to actually print them off and do them for yourself. So the recipes portion of P3 is transferring over. Of course, not Kieran's recipes because those are hers. But again, for those of you who want to have Kieran's teachings, if you guys want to have her sessions or cooking sessions, she has her Feed Your Joy group that you guys can go sign up for, and that's available to you if you still want to do those sessions with her. Something else that's being brought over from P3 is that Jean-Luc and I will have uh, 2 Facebook groups. So as you guys have noticed, and recently some of our Facebook groups have been closing down. We've actually been, just closing down some of our old groups, removing people from groups, just removing posting. We're trying to simplify our life. We had, like I said earlier in step today, I had 15 groups I was managing for the last little while. There was so many groups, and I'm trying to consolidate everything down to just a few. And so you'll see in the next little while, things will start closing down. It'll be down to 2 groups. One group is our main group, the one that we're live in right now. Hi, everybody who's watching it on Facebook on our group. This is the Hello Step with Jean-Luc and Nick group. This is our main group. This is where Jean-Luc and I will post often. We'll share our journeys. We will be posting our meals in there. And I'll talk a bit more about this in a bit. But this is the place you want to be. If you want to have a behind the scenes look about our life, be in that group because we're planning to be sharing in there often. And
And this is where we also expect all of you to share as well, if you feel comfortable, knowing that this is a bigger group. There are a lot more people in this group.
But if you don't feel comfortable sharing in a big group, we also have a smaller group. So the old VIP group for P3 is now called VIP with Jean-Luc and Nick. The name was changed today. This group is a smaller group. Anybody can join. There are 2 conditions. One, you have to already be a member of our website. 2, you have to join these sessions here because we will not be sharing this link on our group. We will not be sharing it publicly. The only place this link will be shared is in these sessions. So if you come to these sessions, I'm actually going to share the link right now in this session on Zoom only. I will share the link right now. So you guys here tonight that are in Zoom can join it. But if you join us, and you're unmuted right now, hun. If you join us on May 2nd in Zoom, so if you go to our website right now and sign up and log on May 2nd, you could get a link to this smaller group. And why do we have a smaller group? Because this is a more intimate group. This is a group where people have been vetted carefully to be in here. You cannot get in here unless you've signed up to our website. We know who you are. We've seen you in here. And so that means that the people sharing in here are all people that are close-knit community members. So you feel more secure about it's almost like it's a 2-step layer program to make sure that we only bring in the people that really want to be focused on their wellness and be happy and join this community to bring joy to everybody else. So if that's something you want to be part of, join us on our next session on May 2nd, and we will share the link there. But I'm going to share it right now for all of you. So give me 1 second. I'm going to share it right now. Here we go. I changed the link today, so it's kind of easy to remember. And remember, I'm only going to let people in that I see in here tonight. So if you're not in here, sorry, it's not going to happen. So there's the link. Most of you are already in there because you're already P3 members, so you don't have to worry. You're already in this group. But if you're not a P3 member and you're in here tonight with us, because this link is available on P3 right now. If you want to join our session tonight, it is on p3experience.com right now to join us. But you can join the group from that link. So what else are we continuing? Strike Kick challenges. So what's Strike Kick, you're asking? Strike Kick is an app that allows all of us with Fitbits, Apple Watches, Apple phones, Garmin, Samsung, all these different technologies to use one single app. And with that one single app to do competitions together. But the problem is the app only allows us to do 10 people at a time per challenge and can only allow us to create 3 challenges. So what we're going to be doing in Jean-Luc and Nick is creating Strike Kick chains. And so by doing that, we're hoping that all of us will be able to use the app to encourage ourselves to walk. We will also have walks happening with P3. We'll have a new thing starting. What you want to talk about this, Ton of Friends in Motion?
Yes, definitely. We are wanting to encourage people to move as much as possible. Either it be walking, either it be any type of movement. And so we've decided to create a what would I call it? And a call to action, which with all of you, which is called Friends in Motion. So we will be encouraging you to talk about your walks that you're taking. If you're in a wheelchair, if you're doing any type of physical activity, if you are using crutches, because we want to make sure that we are as diverse and as inclusive as we possibly can be, right? So that's a little side project that we're currently working on. We're developing, and so stay tuned for some information on that as well.
So we're going to encourage activity. Jean-Luc and I will also be sharing our meals in the group. So in the Facebook group, Hello with Jean-Luc and Nick, we are going to be using that as kind of our tracking. And so we will be putting our meals in there, and we're going to encourage those of you who wish to join us to share your meals as well. If you don't feel comfortable sharing them in there, remember, there's the VIP group. You can share them in there as well. So you have multiple options to share your meals. Plus, you also have a forum on our website that you can use to share as well there, because that's an even smaller community right there as well. So lots of different ways for you to share and to be part of this community. And there's a lot of things that P3 was doing before that we're continuing on with this new Jean-Luc and Nick. Plus, you're getting other things. Step is included. Step is free for everybody. We're not going to charge for anything. Our plan is to keep going with this for free, everybody. There's no plan in charging eventually. This is our plan. This is what we're launching this to just give everyone and us a way to be accountable. It's really like, because we really want to be accountable. We know that the last time we lost our weight when we were with Weight Watchers back in the day, one of the biggest things that was for us was our YouTube channel and having the support of everyone behind us. And so we know that if we do this again, it'll make us be that much more accountable and probably successful again.
And it was also the workshops. We can't lie. Going to a workshop and listening to people discuss the challenges, well, like we have been for the last 5 years, we have to continue that, right? So
Yeah.
that's why we are creating these chats with Jean-Luc and Nick 3 times a week.
And so, and another piece of the puzzle with the step was also we're also going to be having not trivia, challenges and games in our group. So Jean-Luc is working on a bunch of different games that he's going to post schedule in our group as well. So there'll be games to play as well. We're also going to have contests and we're going to also have discounts. So for those of you who are part of our Facebook group, our shop has all new products. Jean-Luc put more today. So the shirts we were in step class are now available on our shop, thanks to Helen Robinson. She's the one who designed these originally, and she actually sent us the designs to actually allow us to sell on our shop. And so we thank her so much for that, because we love those shirts. So now, for those of you in our group, we're actually going to release sales in there. We're going to actually have discount codes for you guys. And so look out for that in our group for those of you who want to have some products from our shop. And that's how Jean-Luc and I are going to, um, you know, get compensated, funded for all the, because all this stuff costs us a lot. And so what we're doing is we're using, merchandise, we're using different avenues to try to make sure that, we can pay the bills, but we know that we need to do this.
And we also understand we don't, it's so hard. We're in 2024, and I will say this, so many people are living paycheck to paycheck and living and I can imagine how challenging it can be. And we don't want anyone to feel excluded because they can't afford it. That's one of the main things that Nick and I have said, that we really, really want to make everybody feel included. And I just noticed that Nancy's here tonight, and I feel so. Hi, Nancy. FYI, we are also working on making our sessions accessible for the deaf and hard of hearing. So on Tuesdays, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, we are working with a group of interpreters again, who, at their own willingness to do this as well, as a supportive community, as being part of the community, inclusive, will be here interpreting as many sessions as they can. So that's another thing that we're definitely excited to be able to offer and include to everybody.
In terms of events that we used to do for P3, so we used to do live walks. They're still coming. They'll just be live walks with Jean-Luc and Nick. We're still going to do some, games night and you'll just be games night with Jean-Luc and Nick. There's still going to be virtual dance parties when winter comes back. We're basically bringing back what we've done with P3, what we did with Jean-Luc and Nick before, marrying it all together and bringing it all in one package for you guys for free starting May 1st. So like I said before, all you have to do for those of you who are in P3 right now is just to create your account. If you have any questions on how to create the account, just send us a message or comment below, and we can then help you how to create your account. And once you create that, you'll see it's very easy at the top. There's a chat section. There's a step section. There's a store section or shop section. It's very easy to find, and you can sign up to every course that you want to or every session that you want to join us, and you'll get the information about the Zoom link, and then you'll be able to continue on your journey with us. And one of the biggest changes, so I guess one of the biggest changes from P3 for us though is what we're eating. So that's the last thing I think I want to touch on, because Jean-Luc and I are not going to continue following exactly the P3 meal plan as we haven't been since January of this year. We have reincorporated dairy in our lives, eggs as well. We've always had, it's something that's been brought back into
I'm gonna correct that. Some dairy products,
cheese.
not dairy. We're
Cheese.
not drinking milk.
Well,
We don't drink milk. We haven't
no.
really in years, but cheese has snuck its way through. Although I prefer non-dairy, like creamers and non-dairy, everything else. Is that
Yeah,
weird?
non-dairy yogurt is fine. Like
cheese, we just can't live without it.
Cheese is just my nemesis. It's always been my nemesis. But yeah, so our foods are going to change. So what we're going to try to do for the next little while, Jean-Luc and I are planning to go back to measuring a bit more. So, using serving sizes, using measuring spoons a bit better instead of just free pouring, guesstimating, also we're gonna
Another thing we're gonna do is if we open something, doesn't mean we have to eat it all in one sitting. Or feel like it needs to be done before the end of the week, because if you open it, you can't.
I feel that's targeted towards me.
I'm just saying. My 2 cents.
I feel that's targeted towards me. Anyways, I'll continue on now. But we will share with you guys what we're doing in terms of food. We'll share with you guys what we're eating so you guys can get a sense of what we're having. And we're basically playing it by ear. We're trying to use what we've learned in the last 5 years from doing Weight Watchers, from doing, P3, from doing things on our own, and trying to see, can we develop a way for ourselves to eat and work out so that it's going to be consistent and livable for us. And that includes a few things for us. So one of the things that we're going to bring back is we want to go for walks every day. We went for a walk yesterday. It was too cold today, and I'm sorry, I just can't do it. It's too cold. I'm waiting till it's summer. Bring on May.
But
bring on.
I think we should challenge ourselves. If we don't go walking outside, we'll go to the treadmill downstairs and go walk for 30 minutes. I think that should be something we do, as long as it's a 30-minute movement that's not step class, which I think would be a good idea. I'm just making that suggestion.
No, it's a fine suggestion.
Yeah. Just like we used to bring the iPad downstairs, watch an episode of something.
I agree. I'm not saying no.
Yeah,
I often suggest these things and I get a resistance. I sometimes suggest these things and I get a resistance. So
you're good, Sandra. I don't walk in the rain.
Kudos to those of you who can do that, because yeah. And so another thing will be, we'll be sharing what we're doing, the foods we're having, and we're going to try to use our knowledge to try to build some way of us to have good nutrition. And we'll see if we can build a lifestyle that works for us. As always, we're always trying to show you guys what we're doing, every iteration of what we've done. So this is the next evolution.
And we want to reiterate, we are not nutritionists in any way. We do not know, I cannot count your macros. I can't count my macros. Is it macros?
You can't count fish? You can't count
I can't count fish. No, I know it's macros, but still, I can't count my macros. And I can't count anybody else's.
It still sounds like macro with your nose.
I know, but so I just want to make sure we reiterate that so that people aren't thinking, oh, what if we follow exactly what Nick and Jean-Luc are doing, it might work for us as well. It could, not saying it won't, but maybe just noticing how we are changing our portion control and things like that might be able to help you in noticing what you're doing as far as how much you're eating. I think what's really also important to realize too is follow whatever you're following if it's working for you still.
Yeah, that's
Continue
a
to
big
follow that.
piece. That's a big piece of this community. And it's the big piece that one of the things when you sign up for our website, there's a disclaimer and terms and conditions. And one of the things in the terms and conditions states we will not judge anyone or attack anyone for what they do because every one of us, we have one goal to be healthy and happy. That's the one goal. How we get there is a different way for any
For
single one of us.
everybody. Yep.
And so the way someone else is doing it cannot be judged by the way by you because
No.
you're it's not your life.
We,
You can provide suggestions in a kind way and say, "Hey, I love that you're eating this, but did you know that this does that? And maybe you should try this instead." There's always ways to be kind and nice when you're trying to suggest things. We want this community to be helpful. We want this to be a positive space. We don't want people to come to this group and feel they're being attacked or ostracized. And it's hard to do that in a big group. It's hard
it
to do that in
is
society.
definitely okay to have ice cream.
Yeah, we're not going to stop you guys. We're not going to
I'm
judge
not. We had
anyone.
some earlier. I had some creamy.
Yeah.
You can make it yourself or buy it. I will not judge you.
We won't judge anyone for anything. We are
No,
here
we want
just to, our goal is to just make people smile and have a good
help people
life.
smile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
help people smile is what we want to do. And that's what this group is about. This is what we're trying to build. And that's what we're hoping all of you will join us when we start this new adventure in May.
We
So,
definitely need more kindness out there. I completely agree.
so if there's any other questions out there, so I know like this has basically been a quick rundown. Like I said, if you have questions about how to sign up to anything, just ask us somewhere on social media. Uh, yes, all the recipes that Jean-Luc and I are created will be available eventually on P3. We are slowly transferring them all over. It just takes a long time.
Yeah.
It's a lot
And
of,
we're doing, yeah, we're
yes, even my
even
soup's
Nick's
already
soup.
there.
Yes,
I
his
think my
soup is
soup's already
already there,
there.
actually. I
Yeah, I
think
think it's
so.
already there. I think
Yeah,
so.
because I think it was one of the it was the one of the latest P3 recipes, which was easy to transfer.
Yes, even my soup is there. Yes, I created the soup. Look at me. It's because you couldn't cook or something, right? What happened that day? You were sick? I don't
I
remember
was
why.
in bed.
Yeah, I don't
I was
remember why.
sleeping. I don't remember. I just remember. And
Yeah,
it was pre-surgery.
yeah, it was pre-surgery. Oh, the times. Memories of when I created soup.
Maybe he'll start creating more recipes.
I'm pretty creative. I gave you a lot of ideas.
You do. That's why I never take credit for the recipes. All the recipes have been changed names. They're now just a name. They're no longer Jean-Luc's this or Jean-Luc's that. It's just the recipe.
We have a question from
I
Matilda.
know from Matilda.
I just tried to unmute her. There she is. Oh, she muted herself back.
Maybe she doesn't have a question.
Hey, sorry. I do have a question. So for those of us that are on P3, if we wanted some of Key's recipes, this is the time to copy and print.
You probably won't be able to print them because they're not printable on our website. So the only way would be to, and the recipe books are gone too now. I just took that off the site as well recently. So there's actually no way to really get them.
Unless you join her.
Unless you join her Feed Your Joy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because even if you try printing them, they won't print well because it was designed not to print well because that's what was requested. So
Got it.
So
Just
yeah,
putting it out there, wasn't sure if that was an option that we would have or
no,
not.
you can try, but it doesn't print well. It's
Yeah.
designed to print badly, and it's just yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I do love a lot of things that Key has suggested, but I think I'm also with you that there are certain things that I do miss and am going to bring back into my rotation of food and meat. Not saying the program didn't do well. I think it did well for a lot of people. And it was a very eye-opening to a lot of things that we learned. And I still do a lot of stuff that Key taught us. And I enjoyed every session that I had with her. Looking forward to having my last session with her on Friday. But it was an experience. I mean, I think there was a lot of us on here that's been on since day one when you had the weekend retreats, right?
Yeah.
So two of
and
us.
Those are coming back in some shape or form. Jean-Luc and I know that we have an idea for January of 2025 that we are working on.
Yeah.
Let's just say virtual retreat again. It's cold, it's winter. Join us in Zoom for a weekend. So we're doing that. So we're gonna bring back stuff.
I think new, changes are always good, and new beginnings are always good for everyone. And, the four of you have all gone in your different directions and different thoughts, and appreciated everything that you did for all of us. And I think we all could agree that you all four did an amazing journey, and we enjoyed every minute of it, and wanted to thank on behalf of, I'm hoping that everyone's okay, that I'm speaking for them, but thank you for everything that the two of you have done, because I know how much work you've put into it, and how many hours, and how much stress. And I'll get emotional, Nick, because I'm looking right at you, because I know how much work it is for both of you. Thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts for everything that you've done.
Oh, thank you.
We do it because we love all of you too, right?
Yeah, and this is why, we're not going to stop. Like, we've learned that we we kind of need this. It's funny. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like we're two kids in like primary school, like me. Like, no, I don't know. Maybe that's the thing.
I don't even think it's that. I think honestly, guys, we can be totally honest. We could have just said, you know what, P3 is ending. We're done. We're not going.
We talked about it. We had a frank discussion. Like we said, on that cruise ship, I'm telling you, that cruise ship, me catching COVID was like is like a truth serum or something for the two of us.
But as I was saying,
sorry,
that's okay. As I was saying, we could have just said, you know what, guys, we've done this for this much time now, and not that it's not where we want it to be, because I think it's exactly where it needs to be right now. But we could have said, we're going to take back some time in our life and just focus on other things. But we felt that we needed to be selfish for ourselves. Because as much as you guys think you need us, we need you guys. And I hope you guys realize that. We need your faces in these Zoom meetings and in these chats that we have. We love seeing you laugh and smile and react and learn and have your aha moments.
If I could do a step class and I see on the screen that I can make people laugh, it fills my soul.
And even in our chats, I see it in people's faces when like something clicks and you're like, wow, or you open up and you become vulnerable. Like all of these moments that all of you have shared with us, we feel just as lucky. We feel honored to have been able to be a part of it, because to let people in like this, the way we have in the last couple of years, is insane. There's families that aren't as close as we are. So, right? If you really think about it, there are families out there that don't share anything. And I don't know, but let's just say I've never talked about pooping so much in my life in the last 3 years.
I just have to say, hon.
Share.
Sorry.
Share.
I didn't want to.
That was funny. I don't sound like Cher right now.
No. So I hope that this gave you guys, I know that learning P3 was closing was, for some of you, maybe a stressor, because you're like, oh my God, I've had this as a support system for a long time. And we hope that, we've given you enough of a transition steps. We've explained to you guys enough of what's happening, and you guys can see that things are changing, that you're not going to be left alone. You'll see it will be seamless. You'll just be switching websites you're going to. The group you're going to is staying the same, especially most of our P3 members. You're not changing. You're staying in your VIP group that you're already in. If you're not in the Hello group, come to that group so you can actually see what's going on in there as well. If you're not part of our website yet and you want to come to our chats, make sure you go sign up. And it's going to be all of us continuing this journey in a new way, in a new changed way, and we'll just travel this new journey together.
And we want to emphasize too, keep following Antonetta. Follow her Cheating Hearts, right?
Yeah.
Make sure you're following that. I know she's going to be doing some fundraising and some like off the cut. I can't even talk. She'll be doing some body classes, I'm sure, as fundraisers like she just did for the Special Olympics. Kieran's offering all sorts of stuff. If I'm not mistaken,
there's a course coming soon.
She's actually speaking at a free event this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, or soon in May. So make sure you're following the two of them. So we're still a community, no matter which way we look at it. We just no longer we now have 3 different names. That's the only difference. That's the only difference.
So on that note, it is 8:30. So we will end the live session. We'll stay behind in Zoom for those of you in P3 that are with us if you have any more questions. And then we'll see some of you. I am going to try tomorrow morning. I apologize. I was so tired again this morning. I think it's just a remnants from the climb. Not just that. My left ankle still hurts. Or my right ankle, sorry, this one, the right one. My step left, my regular right, for those of you who get what I'm talking about. So yeah, this morning I decided to just sleep in because I knew advance would probably hurt it a bit more. So
Jerry mentioned in the video post, like the live post, that she's like on a ferry right now on the East Coast watching us in Nova Scotia. I just thought that was a fun little thing to mention.
that's cool. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you later.